we kind of took our bills and made just under that.
I literally, this is so embarrassing. I cannot believe I'm exposing myself like this. I literally said to Hunter, I was like,
oh no, no.
Literally, you guys, rent would come up and I'd be like, Hunter, we have like $100 in our bank account. What are we gonna do? And he'd be like, babe, I got
And I was like, that I can finance it. What if we ended up just scrapping this whole video?
You made me a monster. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to do today's video and torture ourselves by sharing our most embarrassing moments. Seriously, this video is so embarrassing to make, but I wish that someone would have warned me before I put my bank account in the negative when I was in my early 20s. So today, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be sharing with you our top 5 financial mistakes that we made in our 20s. And let me just tell you, they are bad. Like, so embarrassing. They still keep me up at night.
A good indicator of that was the fact that we had to like make a list and slash stuff off and only choose 5. So
it's so true.
That's where we'll leave that.
So true. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so bad. For a little background, Hunter and I got married when we were 20. Both of us were 20. So that's extreme in itself. But we had no money when we met. Like, neither of us come from money. We had nothing when we met.
I was making like, I want to say like $10 or $11 an hour working full time.
Yeah, same.
And I wish I could say I was working like 6 jobs, 1 job.
No.
And so anyways, yeah.
We did not understand the world.
Yeah, we didn't understand how money worked almost at all. So, you know, we were 20, right? And we had dated for a long time. Just kidding, another teaser on our relationship video.
Oh my gosh, I have got to make that video.
Yeah.
You guys will seriously die. Yeah. Probably unsubscribe too.
I wonder if we'll get a lot of hate.
I know,
so ridiculous.
We don't want to make this intro too long, but if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up if you're excited and grateful that we are literally embarrassing ourselves for your entertainment and hopefully to help educate you on what not to do with your money.
Yeah, if this is cringe enough, just like it, like the video so we know. We're remembering like more things that we can bring to this video.
Literally, like we're making our list longer.
Feel good about ourselves now and horrible about ourselves in the past.
Okay, so I feel like we should start off with my wedding ring. Because that, well, no, oh my gosh, you guys.
Low to high?
No, we should go in order of like.
Oh, like chronological events.
Yes,
genius.
Chronological events, you guys. Because Hunter and I, when we got married, I brought debt into our marriage.
Yeah.
Not from student loans, might I add. Elective debt that I won't specify. It was not good. So I had a few $1,000s worth of debt when we met, and he's like, okay, like this ballin' 20-year-old, like I got you, girl.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, of course I'll handle that over the next 25 years.
So we thought, since we were rolling in so much dough, that when it came to my wedding ring, Hunter felt strongly that he wanted to get me a real diamond, which is totally fine, but it's also totally fine.
Reminder, 10 bucks an hour, right? Yeah. So that's our base. So just so you know, as we're being sarcastic, 10 bucks an hour.
It's totally fine to have a fake wedding ring. Like, let me just tell you right now, if someone asks you if your ring is real or fake, that automatically gives you permission to lie. Because it's not an appropriate question. It doesn't matter if your wedding ring is real or fake. But for some reason, like, we just thought that I had to have a real diamond.
If I could go back in time at 20 with no money,
100% I get a fake ring.
I would not have financed a freaking diamond.
Yes, we literally financed my wedding ring. Like, went into debt. Well, we didn't.
I did at the time, right? Because of course
but we were engaged. No,
so we didn't actually finance her wedding ring. It was the wedding bands.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. So here's kind of the story. It was just a lovely Saturday, and we were doing nothing, and we were at the mall.
And Rachel goes, working.
Yeah, Rachel goes, hey, let's walk into this jewelry store, which is kind of how all bad stories start. So we walk in, and there's this incredible salesman. He did a really good job. Rachel loved him. And so we walk in, and we walked out with $2,000 in debt.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
literally.
She's like, I want these wedding bands. Yeah. I have to have them now. And I went, no worries. I just learned how credit cards work. So that's the first purchase.
Well, I already had my diamond, but I was like, no, I want a band on both sides.
Which I thought happened down the road.
I'm like, no, babe, it happens now. Like, you give it to me at the ring ceremony during our wedding.
You know what? I just remembered we didn't finance it on a credit card. The salesman was like, hey, no worries. I got you, man. I understand that you're broke, so I'll help you finance it. And so the best thing about, we financed it through the store at like 23% interest. I'm not even kidding. And I didn't even know how interest worked, so I'm sure they explained it to me. I'm sure it wasn't shady or anything.
Guys, we were
but by the time we went to pay it off and we were kind of learning and understanding how the world works, we had been taken for a ride. They saw us coming.
Oh, so bad. They're like,
yeah.
These fools. We probably looked like teenagers because we
Absolutely,
barely weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that was devastating. So then, since we're going in chronological order of these really, really smart decisions, we thought, well, okay, we are married now, so we are not going to be living with our parents. Like, that's so embarrassing.
Oh, goodness. It's so embarrassing.
Hunter had, I mean, do you want me to talk about how you had just started your company?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's funny
so
now.
I had just started my company, so it was making no money. That's how businesses work almost always at first. If not, they're sucking cash, which it was doing. So anyways, I just started my company, and again, still 20-year-old baller.
Well, yeah, so Hunter's work ethic was literally nothing like it is now. Like,
right.
So
it has
different.
Evolved quite a bit.
I mean, everyone at 20,
I
and
would
he
hope.
had like just met me, so we were like all in love and in la la land, so we didn't want to work. And so when you work for yourself,
so here's what happens.
Yeah.
We go, we're not gonna live with our parents because we have so much money. Why take advantage of people that let us live rent free?
you guys, we had debt. Like, we didn't even have money.
Rolling into that, we go, okay, we're gonna set a budget because we wanted to just be smart, wise consumers of $500 a month for our rent.
Oh, we started.
Did you forget? And then we were like, there's nothing for $500 a month.
Oh yeah, we were
$700
looking online and we were like, oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
We will not be living there. Like, so bougie.
Yeah.
Like, so embarrassing.
We're not gonna live in a basement apartment.
Oh yeah, we like
kidding?
refused to do a basement apartment.
We went, let's look at $700. And then we realized if you just spend $900, the difference between 7 and 9 is astronomical. That's what we did all the way up to $1,300. Now here's the whole story on how it unfolds. We go to this landlord who has this townhome, which was beautiful, and it was $1,300 listed.
It was a really cute townhome, yeah.
Sorry, $1,350.
So it's not even like an apartment. It's like a full-blown townhome with like a 2-car garage.
Right. And
gosh.
there's another family that goes in and chats with this landlord, and Rachel goes, they're gonna get the townhome first. So in my infinite wisdom, I said, you know what, let's not think about it, babe. Why look at our budget and numbers? Which of course, the thing you wanna do with budgeting is make more than your overhead, right? So if you make $2,000 a month, you can't cover $1,350. But anyways, my point is, we kind of took our bills and made just under that. So it was only a matter of time, guys, and we'll get there. I said, you know what, we'll take it right now. And this guy was like, perfect, done. Here's your paperwork.
So embarrassing.
Dumb.
Oh,
dummy.
and we had to pay
Gosh.
first and last month's rent.
Oh, that's right. So we
front.
needed the deposit.
How did we even get that money?
Oh my gosh.
Like, dude, what did we do to get that money?
I don't remember.
No, this is so embarrassing, you guys.
Holy
like,
cow. What if we ended up just scrapping this whole video? We get into the townhome, and month 1, there's not, like, the rent's not due till the next month. So in that time,
so we're in La La Land.
we're rich again.
We're
Like, we don't have bills until the 30th, and it's the 1st. So I went to Rach, we really need a second vehicle. We only have 1 vehicle right now, and I need a work vehicle,
Oh yeah.
which I did not.
It was a work truck. Okay, wait, hold on. So the townhome, that was like number 2. We're like venturing into number 3 because it happened simultaneously.
Yeah, right. Like the same month, like the same week.
This is so embarrassing.
So yeah, so we get into our townhome,
Gosh.
we move in all of our stuff, which was like a couple of outfits. We didn't have furniture or a fridge or anything. That
Wait.
came with the townhome. They had the fridge and the stove
We
and stuff.
kind of skipped one though, the furniture.
No. That was in chronological order.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
after.
It's all so bad. It just like
I hope
piled
nobody
up.
we know watches this video. So we went and looked at vehicles, and again, somehow under our credit score, you could still put more under there. So fantastic.
How was that even
I don't know what they were.
Oh, but you guys.
What we were doing, yeah.
Hunter's like love language is gifts, and it always has been. He like loves giving gifts, and he also loves nice things. Like, dare I say, I've got a slightly materialistic man on my hands over here. So Hunter is like, as we're looking at cars, it's like, babe, do you want to like look at cars for you too? And so I'm like, yeah.
She's like, of course. And so I'm sitting there and I'm going, at the time she was driving a really new Hyundai.
Yeah, it was like a cute Hyundai Elantra.
And so I went, hey, with kind of how much I make right now, the tax bracket I'm in, again, $10 an hour. We've got to get something nicer than this. So we went into the dealership, and originally, again, we were looking for a work vehicle, but we happened across an old, used Lexus. So because it had that freaking L on the front of it, I went, you know what, babe?
I literally was like, I have to drive a
Let's
luxury
upgrade
car.
it. Yep. And so we took
I'm
a test
thinking
drive.
like, oh my gosh, I've never had anything super nice before. Like, this is amazing. You made me a monster.
Our eyes were bigger than
Our wallets.
yeah, our world at the time. We financed the Lexus, and now we have a Lexus and a Hyundai. And mind you,
And now it's two
both,
cars.
like these companies that give you money, at a certain point, they expect you to make the payments. And I guess for some reason we hadn't like computed that.
No. Okay, but we were making payments though.
No, yeah, we didn't.
Just-
we actually were never late on any payments.
Yeah.
However,
But we would like, literally you guys, rent would come up and I'd be like, Hunter, we have like $100 in our bank account and $1,350 is due in 2 days. What are we gonna do? And he'd be like, babe, I got this.
so this is kind of like the story, but again, mistake number one, jewelry.
No, we financed my ring.
Yep. Mistake number two, the townhome. Mistake number three, the car on the same week.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, so moving on to mistake number 4.
Look at Dave Ramsey, look at any budgeting app, and make sure that when you get like rent or a mortgage that you can afford it.
That you make
And with vehicles,
more than whatever that
Pay
payment
if you
is.
can, like, you know, vehicle debt is for the most part.
Hold on. They don't know if we are qualified to give financial advice yet.
Oh, right.
We probably
you know what?
shouldn't skip to that.
Give us 10 years and then we'll give tips. For now, we'll just embarrass ourselves.
So the next thing we did was we have this beautiful townhome that we can't afford. A Lexus in our garage. Mind you, it was like 10 years old at the time, but we thought we were balling because it was a Lexus. And we're like, we need to furnish this house because I was gonna have a girls' night.
Oh, that's
And
right.
I was like, Hunter, we need to get couches.
We were a week away from this girls' night, and Rachel just said, I have to have couches. And I was like, that I can finance it.
Oh my gosh, we financed
A
furniture.
couch.
We put furniture
A couch.
on our credit card. Here's the thing. Obviously, this video is meant to be like funny
It's
and
lighthearted.
ridiculous because we could have lived in one of our parents' basements and like worked harder and made money.
The point
and
is
not made
that
these
all
dumb
this is
choices.
self-induced.
Yeah, it's self-induced.
We
So-
chose to do all of these silly things.
Yeah.
There are some people that don't have the option, and
And
we
this is
respect everyone's
not-
situation.
yeah,
it was just
about
that,
that.
as 20-year-old kids,
Oh my
we were
gosh.
being beyond foolish.
So dumb.
And so the point is, honestly, the video, I guess, was just made to embarrass ourselves.
No, it literally was.
So-
And like, if you're 20 and you just got married, go live with your freaking parents until you can afford
Yeah, and
a
it's
very
hard.
cheap apartment
Right.
and work on your career.
It
Okay?
was really, really fun living together until rent was due. Every month. Every
No,
month.
so you
without
guys
fail.
literally, okay, so we financed this furniture.
Yep.
Mistake number 4. And I literally, this is so embarrassing. I cannot believe I'm exposing myself like this. I literally said to Hunter, I was like,
Oh no. No.
when the payment came up, I was like, just take it back.
No, legit. So she looks at me and she was like, I don't even want the couch anymore. Let's just take it back. And I went, we have to make
Oh my
payments.
gosh,
Like, we own the
I
couches now.
feel so dumb.
Yeah. So
I
that
don't know
also
if
kind
I'm
of goes
gonna
to
upload
show,
this.
that also kind of goes to show just we genuinely didn't understand the world and how it
No,
worked.
not you guys. We didn't
at all.
understand. This was years and years ago.
Yeah, this was like, we're like 40 now. This was like 20 years ago. Side story, just with these couches, just so that you guys know. I'm a 20-year-old and I didn't understand how ball sizing works for the trailers. We rent, some dear family that we have allowed us to use their trailer.
Close family friends, like
Yeah,
basically family.
some close family friends that we have allowed us to use their trailer.
For this furniture.
To grab the couches that we didn't own and financed. And we drove to the, furniture store, threw the couches in. Before we had ever sat in one or used it, we're driving down the road and we hit like a pothole or something.
No, we were literally just going down a hill. We were
No, we must have
literally
hit
just
something.
driving. No, we didn't.
Goodness
we were
gracious.
just driving down a hill and the road was a little bit bumpy. Hunter looks in the rear view mirror.
No, seriously, no, all of a sudden the whole truck started to shake. Like, this is a true story. Like,
The Bible.
this is insane.
And this was 3 days before our wedding.
And the same day we had just financed furniture. Again, I just want to make sure
gosh.
that's understood. The trailer flips over and flips multiple times, and destroyed one of the couches because we financed 2.
But we didn't care about the stupid furniture in the couch. We cared that we had to go tell these really good family friends, oh my gosh, we have negative money and we just wrecked your trailer that you so kindly let us buy. And we're getting married. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. They don't know who the friend is, but whatever, it's fine. We were getting married at their house.
Right. And mind you, we did pay for the trailer. That said,
we paid it back, but it took us months.
That said, because that added to the debt. So just, that's not one of the mistakes. I mean, that was just like a literal mistake. Everything else is self-induced. So then one of the couches is destroyed. We got to use, fortunately, the other couch for girls' night. So mission accomplished. So mission accomplished.
Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. And I guarantee my friends at the time thought that I was like a high roller.
Oh, there's no way.
Maybe they didn't,
they all
but
knew
like
that
they
we
probably
were headed for ruin.
No, they probably did, honestly.
Yeah.
Shout out to my OGs.
So following chronological order.
Yeah, let's just recap, you guys, because we're gonna have to do that a few times. So recap: ring, townhome, Lexus, finance the furniture.
Trailer's like a side piece. That doesn't count,
the trailer was just like, it's like a little note where God was just like, guys, I'm trying to tell you something. So at this point, we have just racked up like so much debt for the ring. We're owing payments on our townhome that we cannot afford. The Lexus, like, oh my gosh, I can't even talk about that car. Yeah. And then we owe payments on the furniture, and now we of course need to pay for the trailer that we just wrecked. So we've gotten ourselves into like this huge mess. And Hunter worked seasonally because his business was seasonal. And for some reason, we just thought that that meant we only work
seasonally
part of the year, which is not the case. And so we were like, okay, we both need to go get better jobs. So we literally packed up and moved to North Dakota. No shame to anyone who lives there, but obviously if you're not from there, you can understand why Hunter was able to get a really good job in North Dakota that paid a lot more because nobody wants to live there. And we went when it's freezing in North Dakota, and we moved there for just 9 months of the winter, and it was a record-breaking year. Like, it was so cold. It was freezing. So our car didn't work, literally. Like that little Lexus that we were balling in, it didn't work.
Yeah, there's snow, and it's a little sports, tiny,
It was horrible. So we go to North Dakota, and just this is the part of the video where we get to redeem ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
We paid off all of our debt. We
worked like 50 to 80 hour weeks.
Yeah, and we were both working
you know, we did everything we could to change our situation and learn about money as well. We followed a lot of Dave Ramsey.
Yes.
Which helped us a ton of the time.
We highly, highly recommend. If you actually follow his baby steps, it is extremely, extremely helpful. I know a lot of people dislike Dave Ramsey because they think it's too extreme, but it's actually not. Like, if you do it correctly, you have allotted money for date nights and clothing and fun things like that. It's
just like a system of discipline, in my opinion.
It's really
and that's what we needed,
helpful.
You know. So we kind of redeemed ourselves there. And then jumping forward to our fifth financial mistake. I'll let you take the reins here, babe.
Okay, so this financial mistake was not nearly as dumb as the other ones, but it was by far the most expensive. And I just look back and it was just like such a quick decision. We were so dumb. Okay, so Hunter and I got ourselves into a much better financial situation. You know, his company really took off. I was fortunate enough to get 2 jobs simultaneously that worked out really wonderful for me. And we were just really, really working hard and being much smarter with our money from everything that we had learned. So we ended up buying a house when we got home from North Dakota. We had a finished basement, but it wasn't furnished. So we lived in that house for a year and a half without furnishing the basement because there was absolutely no need. But there was a theater room in the basement. And we had made, you know, decent money that year, and we were like, you know what, we really want to furnish the basement.
And to clarify, like, the theater room, what the builder had done is they just had steps and then lights. So it was a really, really cool room. It was dug out underneath the garage. And so it was like a full-blown theater room, but what we had to do was, I mean, we had to do everything. So we had to do sound, the screen, lighting, you know what I mean, chairs. We had to do in-wall speakers, etc. So there was still a bunch that had to be done, which equated to spending a lot of money.
Yeah. And this one I wouldn't say is like as embarrassing, but it was just a big mistake.
Such an impulse buy.
We shouldn't have made this decision. So we decided that we really wanted to furnish this theater room. And at first, you know, we thought, okay, it's probably gonna be like 10,000. Like we had budgeted slightly, and fortunately we were smart enough to know what we could and couldn't afford. But as we started getting quotes and things like that, we just ended up spending, what was it, like 2.5 times what we had allotted. So it ended up being around 25,000, which just, it was way too much money for us to take out of our savings, and we just were like, that was not smart.
And it was a real impulse purchase like everything else was. It was for her birthday, so I was trying to do the gift thing again, right? Because that's my love language.
Yes.
And we just, spur of the moment, just went, you know what, let's buy all these chairs.
And it was after BECKHAM.
Right.
And I think we had just been through so much that year.
Yeah.
And we did have a little bit more money. And I think that's something that's really common, is when you start to make money,
I agree,
you struggle with learning how to manage it at the beginning. And so although we were able to buy it and pay for it up front without going into debt, you should not be taking out that amount of money to furnish one room in your house when you have investment goals and financial goals and your company is still growing, etc. We ended up furnishing that whole room, and then I immediately got pregnant, and the smell of leather made me nauseous, so I never went down there, I never used it, and then we sold our house 2 months later.
And the kicker is that when we sold our home, in negotiations, we gave the theater room up because they gave us an offer and it didn't include anything in the theater room. So we were gonna bring the entire thing with us, which sounded miserable.
We didn't wanna like have to bring all the furniture because we're like, we don't ever want a theater room in another home because we didn't use it. We realized that we don't watch movies together because we have opposite taste. Yeah. And so we never used it, and we just realized like, we don't even want this furniture. And their offer asked us to pay for some closing costs. And so we just said, you know what, you cover all your closing costs, but we'll give you all of the furniture and
so we got back about
a
fifth of what we had spent less than 3 months prior.
Yeah.
Because we posted our home, like, wasn't it 2 or 2.5 months after we had finished the theater?
It was.
So
that was rough. That was
a
nice chunk of change. But, you know, at least we did make money on selling our house. So we very, very fortunately have learned so much, and we're in a different position now, and it's been years, of course. And so if you guys enjoyed this video of all of our financial mistakes, then I was thinking that we could make a video of all of our financial investments and the best decisions that we've made financially in our 20s, so that you guys can kind of see what we would highly, highly recommend staying away from and what we would highly recommend doing to put yourself in the best position possible.
We're obviously not financial advisors. This is completely lighthearted, just kind of putting us on the spot.
I think you guys got that from the first portion of this video.
Don't maximize as much of your debt as you possibly can.
Don't use credit cards.
Below your means.
If you guys enjoyed this video, which I really, really hope that you did, because I am literally so embarrassed to be uploading this and putting it on the internet, but I think it's funny. I look back and we still joke about it. Like, honestly, it took a few years for it to be funny, but now that we're on the other side of things, we know what we can caution our kids against and hopefully help caution other people against. So if you guys like this video, tell us by giving it a thumbs up. And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we are going to be making more financial videos. We want to tell you guys about the process of purchasing this home. We also want to tell you guys about how we both are entrepreneurs and have successful businesses, and how Hunter specifically built a business from the ground up. It did take a lot of years, but there was a lot of mistakes that were made and a lot of lessons learned, and he's definitely come out on top, which is really exciting. So we'd love to share that with you guys. And then of course the video that I previously mentioned of the best financial decisions that we made in our 20s. So you guys are gonna have all of those videos coming at you. So I really hope that you guys kind of like this more financial series that we're gonna be putting out. And if you do, again, leave a comment below if you have any comments or questions or have any video ideas for us. We would absolutely love to hear them. And we love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye. The slut.